Is that it? Are we done? I thought there was other stuff that happened in the... Or am I just...
We sort of got past the race, but nothing else happened. What else happened? Let's go about that's qualifying. Danny Rick wouldn't have run that race if they didn't put an engine in his car quick enough.
Let's start from this. If the car wasn't created, the rest would happen.
If Red Bull never got in 2005.
If liquid was never created, Red Bull would never have been made, and the Red Bull brand would never be able to sponsor the car.
But what if fossil fuels never existed? How would we race then?
What if the Earth wasn't a thing? Let's take it all the way back. Or start with the Milky Way.
But what if the Big Bang had happened 2 seconds later? We might not have been here.
What if God never created the... Yeah, there you go. Getting religious.
Welcome back to the Grid Watchers podcast, guys, episode number 30. And on today's podcast, we will be reviewing the Chinese Grand Prix that happened yesterday. An absolute brilliant race that we all thoroughly enjoy, discussing the main topics and also previewing the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in 2 weeks' time. If you are listening, let us know in the comments all your thoughts on the topics we do talk about. And if you are listening on iTunes, give us a lovely review. If you are watching on YouTube, subscribe if you are new, give us a like, smash that bell to get a notification every time I upload for the podcast and any other videos. Hopefully you enjoyed the podcast today, and I'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. Joining me this evening is Alex and Rickson to review the Chinese Grand Prix that happened today, which was, wow, I think out of the first three races, got to be the best one, lads.
Yeah, I agree. I think my statement of, Bahrain being the best race of the season, definitely have to go to China. It was a better race.
That was a silly comment
It was a very silly comment with absolutely no thought going towards it, but I would say that this race is better, but the other way around from Bahrain, where Bahrain got really good at the beginning and then really dull towards the end, and China was completely the opposite.
Yeah, I think China, to begin with, it was very poor, and then Gasly had to ruin it for Hartley, my man. And but as Hartley's pain caused a great race, so I can't really complain. But it was just I have to say, the best drive I've ever seen from Daniel Ricciardo today.
Got Rickson piping.
Yeah. For me, decent race. Was good to see crashes, because that always makes a good race. Always.
I mean,
plastic.
Okay.
But
classic plastic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but it was good. It was good to see somebody else win. And it's always Danny Rick who wins when the race is a little bit sideways. So, good to see somebody else win. I'm not going to say it was the best race of the season, because will probably be better. But it's looking bright this season, to be fair. Like, there was one point halfway through where the top three teams were all it wasn't just like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Everybody was kind of mixed in. There was some good racing. So it can only get better, he says, while hoping. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It was.
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
No. I wasn't going to make anything interesting, it must be said.
Okay, right. That's how we start.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say that like repeating what Rickson said, it was just a great race to watch, and it was just the whole package was great today, and I just wanted to talk particularly about the incidents we had on track. Mainly, we're going to talk about. Well, first of all, we'll do the Gasly Hartley one, because Hartley's my favourite driver, so we're going to talk about that one first. Gasly diving down the inside when there's no gap, and then ruining the Hartley chances. But I guess that caused a good race. So I heard Jamie 183 tweet that Haas making the safety car come out in Australia, and then Toro Rosso did the same in China, so it's Illuminati confirmed.
I saw that. I was waiting for the conspiracy theories to go out, it must be said. That was ridiculous, but I mean, when you saw that and you heard Gasly over the radio, I was expecting Gasly to go, I'm sorry, I locked up, I couldn't stop the car, blah, 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 and he shut the door I don't know what door he thought was open at that point. to just go, okay, behind. He's turned into the corner. I'm going to then dive up the inside. So the only door that is now open is for Hartley to be number one driver.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable. I heard that. And I was
we are not making this a thing. We're not making this hard.
We are, Rickson. Hartley
is Hartley a thing.
Yeah, man.
Oh, God,
He's a great driver.
He's so bad.
He beat Gasly in qualifying, so
Yeah,
I mean he's a good driver.
Gasly's like 14 years old, man. So, but no, I think that whole Toro Rosso thing is quite good though, because now there's going to be like a little rivalry brewing between those two, and like you said, it made the race. I think without that, it would have been quite a boring, similar race with
that made that race.
Overtakes. Yeah, it did. It did. I think as soon as that happened, the whole race kind of turned on its head, and we'll probably talk about it later. But a lot of the cars that you would expect to be quick at China weren't quick.
Yeah.
Or like the fucking Red Bulls were insanely quick
in the race.
Yeah. On the soft tyres. Yeah.
And the Mercs weren't, and you've got to question that a little bit. But obviously, there's more to that than just the car not being quick. But yeah, without that Toro Rosso thing, it would have been pretty mediocre. So.
Yeah, because the thing is we say about Hartley out-qualified Gasly, but how slow were Toro Rosso this weekend? After getting fourth last week, they were absolutely nowhere.
Well,
it was interesting.
Didn't Renault bring new
Renault
shit?
bought upgrades, I think. Yeah,
that's probably why. It's only a small thing, but the amount of cars in that midfield who are running Renault engines makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
shit,
And then you had Force India running Mercedes engines that you thought down that back straight would just overtake everyone. And did they get points in the end? I don't think they did.
No, 11th, 12th.
Yeah, they didn't even get points. So Force India are really struggling this season.
Yeah, they sort of picked it up in qualifying. They go, okay, right, this is the start of their season. And just weren't there. They've only got... Is it 1 point, I think, that Perez got last week? Yeah, and Force India are nowhere at the moment. And, Sauber are ahead of Force India in the standings currently.
Yeah, and Williams, and they're running Mercedes engines as well. It's like, what?
Yeah, but that Williams is atrocious.
It's so bad.
But then the thing is, I know Stroll had a great start. He gained 6 places off the start, so I don't know what Stroll had for breakfast. He must have had some Weetabix lined with cocaine or something, because he was on fire at the start of the race, gaining 6 positions off the start. And I was all going for Stroll at the start. But yeah, I think one thing that really, really annoyed me was Ferrari, and they've had it the same for years. It's a one-man team. They had it when Schumacher was there as well, and they had it when Alonso was there. It couldn't give a flying shit for Kimi Räikkönen. All they care about is Vettel, and we saw it. Like Kimi was out on those ultra softs for so long, and he just ruined his race. Luckily, I think it was karma at the end that Vettel spun and Kimi got on the podium.
Yeah, Kimi, I think, is trying to sort of... If he can get slowly more points than Vettel, if he can outscore him in the next race and get within 5 or 6 points of Vettel, then surely Ferrari got to go, no, we need to keep both drivers in the hunt here. Because
I don't know.
Kimi has some pace. I mean, he did qualify ahead of... He should have beaten Vettel in Australia, apart from, the virtual safety car. And then sort of was a little bit unlucky in Bahrain, and then today outscored him, so,
I think it makes sense. Raikkonen's on his last couple of years of his contract. Probably leave. He'll either sign one more year or leave. He's not going to win a championship. He won't win any races because he's a lazy bastard. They might as well use him as a pure second driver. I mean, people are getting angry about it. I see literally nothing wrong with it. For me, it makes sense for them to use him like that. He hasn't got the pace anymore. He's old. He's fucking in a wheelchair. All he does is eat ice creams. There's no effort at all on track, and you can tell that he hates the whole new modern era. Having to do all the press conferences and that. And I think he's after, as soon as Massa called it a day. He's really the only one left who's retro,
Yeah.
Or like not, obviously you got like Lewis, but talking like throwing it back far.
Yeah, because when was Raikkonen's debut? 2000?
999.
1999, and then you got Hamilton's. It was 2007, and Vettel's. It was 2007.
Exactly.
I think. As well.
He's the last one left. He hasn't got long to go. Like I said, I think Ferrari are doing it right. They've played him perfectly, keeping him on the contract he's on, and I think people on social media aren't seeing it in that light, whereas they should.
They should, yeah, no, I agree. But in fairness, while Hamilton's still at Mercedes and Bottas is still there, Bottas is going to be used for the same reason.
He wasn't though today.
No, it wasn't there today, but I think last season he was used quite a lot as that. And
I think Bottas is quick enough to win, not win a championship, but win races and help Mercedes.
I mean, you're being very contradictory from last week when you were saying you were shit.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He shouldn't be driving the car he's driving.
There are better drivers.
There's better drivers than him for the job that he's doing. But he's doing the job he's doing well. He's helping Lewis get points, and he's also helping Merck get points for the team. So he's doing his job. But you can't see him winning a world championship until a few of the better guys have called it a day, which isn't going to happen for like 5 years.
The thing is, if they do go, then you get the younger crop of Daniel Ricciardo and Max coming through. So it's not like it's an easy job if the top guys do retire, like Hamilton and Vettel. So yeah, I think I agree with you. He's good. Don't get me wrong, but he's not championship material. So he had a good race, and I think one thing that I was reading Autosport earlier, and they called the safety car quite late after the actual incident happened, and Vettel and Bottas kicked off because, of course, they passed the pit lane before safety car got called, so then that allowed Red Bull to get in.
It was all staged, man. It was all fixed.
All fixed. Yeah, Chase Carey's on the
that's it, man. That's it. I've just figured it out. Right, we can stop the podcast. That's it.
It's all a fix. Yeah. Yeah, I think they made sense because, of course, the debris was on track for a while before safety car got called. So, Vettel, Raikkonen, and Bottas missed out massively, and Hamilton should have pitted. I think if Hamilton had pitted, he would have won the race.
But he was past the pit.
No, he wasn't though.
No, he wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Because he was in between both Red Bulls. He was in between them.
Mercedes again, giving Hamilton the wrong knob.
I think Mercedes did struggle this weekend for their rear tyres, though. They seemed to be struggling for wear on the back of the tyres. You can see on Bottas they were flaring coming through turn one.
Apparently that was pickup though. They said it wasn't.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
Whether that was the case, I don't know. But everyone was saying before the race it might be a one stop, and then Hamilton before the race came on went, "It's not going to be a one stop, is it?" And did anyone do the one stop? I don't think.
No.
Oh no,
it's not possible. Really?
Vettel did a one stop.
Yeah,
So
I think
Bottas.
it was helped by the safety car. I think it was helped a lot by the safety car.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so whether they would have done a two-stop, I don't know, but I think it was helped a lot by the safety car.
Yeah, it did definitely help the safety car coming out. And, of course, after the safety car, it was a Red Bull charge, and we saw some ballsy overtakes by Daniel Ricciardo. Now, I was sitting with my coffee, just applauding him with that move down the inside of Raikkonen and Bottas as well. They were incredible overtakes.
I mean, in fairness, Max was making ballsy overtakes. He just wasn't pulling them off.
Yeah.
But I think, that dive bomb at the hairpin, he came from a good 3-4 car lengths back.
Yeah.
And no lockups, nice and smooth, hit the apex and just drove off. And it was like
Hamilton left the door wide open.
Yeah. But it was like Hamilton broke really early, and you can guarantee he didn't. It's just Daniel just had this grip from nowhere.
Yeah, I don't understand. I was just thinking there's like magnets, just sort of opposites, are trying to sort of push you away from each other. and sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know how he didn't lock up. He was just a god on the brakes.
Yeah.
I then go down the inside of Bottas as well, which was incredible. I don't know how he did it. But I was just absolutely ecstatic that he actually won the race, and with those overtakes, he was just so ballsy. And I love this comment on the podium. So you have to lick the stamp to send it. And I was just like, yes.
What does this mean?
Yeah, that was great.
I think as soon as that move happened on, was it Vettel? No, it was Hamilton one that he made the move on.
No. It was Bottas down at turn 4, and then it was Raikkonen.
Yeah, the dive on me made at the hairpin. As soon as he pulled that off, I was like, he deserves to win it just for that overtake. And then he pulled that move on Bottas, and it's like, why? How has this man not won a championship yet? Like, with his it was unbelievable.
Because there's people who are better than him.
Yeah, it's faster
That's
cars.
how
and
it
stuff
is.
like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the overtake on Bottas, it's like Bottas has squeezed his face, and you're like, all right, he'll cut back, he'll back off. Just went, no, I'm going for it regardless.
Yeah, but Bottas, I can't remember if I said it last week, but he's got no balls, man. Like, we've discovered that. Yeah, it was a really easy, not easy, but you know, it wasn't a very difficult move.
It difficult for Vettel last week and for Verstappen and Ricciardo this week.
Yeah, it's like there's no effort there's no risk to the way that he races. He's very, which isn't, you know, it isn't always a good thing to be risky. Yeah. Obviously, we've seen it with Max. He's a pretty shit driver because he's so aggro all the time.
Yeah.
But if
you don't risk it, you're never going to get your reward. And Bottas doesn't risk anything. Therefore, he didn't win last week, and he didn't win this week.
He's got to change, because he could have 2 wins if he was a little bit more ballsy. He could be leading the fucking standings if he was a little bit more ballsy.
I think.
But then again, he could be a lot worse off if he was like that. So
potentially,
as we've seen from Max, you know, Max is ballsy and it's ruined, you know.
And now we segue.
Yeah, what I do want to talk about Max, because of course Sember isn't here to defend his corner, so I've got the role of doing it today.
So Sember's internet doesn't work.
No, but there's literally nothing to say, because what he did was his fault. It was silly, ridiculous. There's no way that you can say that it wasn't anybody else's fault there.
I mean, the gap was open. I understand why he went for it.
Yeah, but he's driven into the gap, but he hasn't gone tight on the apex. It was driven into Vettel.
It was during the corner as well. There's no way Vettel is going to give up that corner now that he's halfway through. There's no way that you can tell me that wasn't Max's fault.
No. I'm not. I'm blaming Max for it. What I'm saying is that he could have pulled that off if he'd done it properly. And I think at the moment,
if he stayed tight to the apex, and I think he would have pulled it off.
Yeah, but I think
but this is why I don't rate him, because if you know, it's always if he did this. If he hadn't have done that, and to be a good driver, you've got to take away all of the ifs, and it's got to be, that's my position. I'm going to go for it, and if I hit him, well, this is pretty much Max. You know, so if there's a space there, regardless if there's a car there or not, I'm just going to go for it, and. You know, he has to change that to be more like, there's a gap there, but I can get him with DRS on the next straight. You know, I don't have to do it now, because if he'd overtaken Vettel there, that corner, the exit on the corner for him would have been awful. You know, and I reckon Seb would have got him back pretty much straight away.
But they wouldn't have crashed anyway, and it'd have been close going into the final corner. But that's the thing, is we've just talked about Bottas. I mean, I was talking about Max. We're doing a lot of ifs and a lot of buts. And it shows the difference between people like Bottas and people like Verstappen compared to people like Hamilton and people like Vettel. Because we never go, oh, what if he'd have done that? What if he'd have done that? Blah, blah, blah. So I guess just in that, it sort of shows the difference between great drivers and amazing drivers, like top drivers.
Yeah.
What, so you're saying Max isn't a top driver?
I'm saying that he's not good enough to be as good as Hamilton and Vettel.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally.
Yeah.
What, do you not think he can get there, though?
He can get there.
Yeah.
Right, but currently...
He's not there now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that he deserves the seat at Red Bull, but if he wants to keep it, he's got to fucking behave himself.
Yeah.
Because Danny Rick played it really well and won a race for Red Bull in a season where we all thought it was going to be pretty much set in stone that they weren't going to win a race until later on. in the season.
Yeah, especially after the first couple of races.
And they've won one this early, and everybody now is thinking that they're grand and everything. But Max is fucking bottled 2 races, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Bottas has now not won 2 races he could have won, and Ricciardo's won one already in a car that's slower. So shows the difference.
I think Max is getting frustrated with the car. You know,
he's got the exact same car as Danny Rick. Danny Rick
and he won a race.
Won a race today, so it's not the car; it's the driver.
I think it's a combination of Max getting annoyed at the car, and that is causing him to make the mistakes, which is causing the, you know, like I think he was frustrated earlier on in the race and tried to go around the outside of Lewis when, you know, how many overtakes do we see at that corner when he tried to go around the outside and he had to go across the grass, then lost the place to his teammate. His teammate then got through. If he hadn't done that, he would have won the race, I think. He would have, because of course he would then got Lewis eventually. And yeah, I think Max would have won it if he hadn't made the mistake with Lewis, because in the end, I think he would have got it. But I think, like we've said already, he's just hot-headed and it's not working. He needs to knuckle down, stop being an idiot, and he'll get somewhere.
Yeah, well, the thing is earlier on in that race, it was either Lewis or Vettel that was going to make a similar move around the outside or someone and backed out going, there's marbles, he could, you know, block me, whatever, and just backed out and just went, no, there are better opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you saw that as well. I couldn't remember which one it was, but one of them just backed out and went, no, there's better opportunities, and Max just went, no, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. Yeah. This AOR race is really heating up between the SDS boys. Just got it on. I think we're all watching it, aren't we?
Talk about shit. Actually, I best not talk about it. They can't sort their streams out. That's bad. Sorry, guys. If anybody from AOR is listening, you can't
get Chuke in F2.
Fix your streams, I might watch, but apart from that, I'm only in it for the chat, boys.
Oh dear me. I'm trying to think. Do you know? Do you want to talk? Of course, McLaren. Alonso's overtake on Sebastian Vettel through turn 1 was.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, exactly.
Questionable.
Yeah, questionable and interesting.
It was noted by the stewards, which I think is a perfect way of explaining that move.
That basically means nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, but you've done it once. If you do it again, we'll.
Oh, what fucking move! Up the inside.
That was a similar move as well to block him out.
Christ, what move?
Oh,
another stream stopped.
Right. Oh.
Anyway, yeah, we are all watching the Australian Grand Prix. AOR just started. For those who don't know, AOR has just started the Tier 1, and the STS boys of Sally and Sonic are battling away for the lead with NRI.
Only because you want to be commentating the next season, so you know, let's calm down.
Well, yeah, I would love to be commentating, but I'm doing this podcast instead, Alex, which is far more fun. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, well, like we said, Alonso's overtake. I'm trying to think what else happened.
Can I just say, before we move on,
yeah,
that move made me smile more than any other move that day, was watching a McLaren overtake a Ferrari again. I smiled so much. I know that Vettel was basically limping.
If an overtake made you smile that much, you need to get a life, mate.
I mean, in fairness, this was at like
that's
8:30 in the morning.
Sad.
I was not feeling fresh.
That's quite. Whatever tickles you pick up.
I mean, I was applauding Ricciardo when he was overtaken, so I can't.
And I can guarantee that Cheap was, because that's the sort of person he is. But fucking weird.
I was just on my feet going, "Yeah, come on!" when he overtook him. I just did have a very strong coffee, so I was absolutely buzzing. So that's probably why.
Take your dick from out of shape before you stood up.
Oh, Joe came 11th in the stream. What a shame.
So, as we've talked about the Grand Prix, for both of you, who is your driver of the day for the Chinese Grand Prix?
It's got to be a stupid question. It's got to be Ricciardo. For me.
Don't really know. And to be honest, I wouldn't.
Did you watch the race live?
Yeah, I guess Danny Rick, I suppose. It's the only person I can think of did something.
I mean,
just crash.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you what. My driver of the day is Max for helping Lewis get back into the World Championship fight this season. There you go. I had to think of somebody. That's who I thought of. So yeah.
All right. Okay. So you got Ricciardo, Lewis. Right. I've got to go. Who do I want to go for?
Max. We've got Ricciardo, Max.
Ricciardo, Max, and I want to go Ricciardo, but I don't really want to do the same as Alex. So
because that's the gay choice.
I think I'm going to go for Hulkenberg. Did it all right. He did a good job for Renault getting 6th. So I'll go with Hulkenberg. I think that's. So as we've done driver of the day, what about dick of the day?
Max for
Driver and dick of the
turning
day.
into Max. No, dick of the day is difficult because I don't know. There was a lot of dicks, but in fairness, you could give it to Gasly, but then he improved the race. You could give it to Max, but then he improved the race. So I'm going to give it to Sergei Sorokin.
Why? He didn't do anything wrong.
Did you see him at all in that entire race?
No, because he was at the. Yeah, because he's in a Williams.
Yeah, but Stroll made up 6 places off the start and beat him in the race.
Well, Alex, if you're going to talk about Sorokin, you might. Sauber did worse.
Yeah, but Sauber's it's a shit car anyway.
So it's a Williams. You
Stop trying to make memes. We're only having heart. Sorokin is like a nobody, like my fucking toe.
Yeah, no, he's only my dick of the day because he just might as well. If he did not have turned up, no one would have noticed.
You can see that about half the grid, though.
Yeah.
Unless it was either the top 6 or Gasly and Hartley, the rest of the grid is irrelevant, Alex.
Mate, I mean,
according to you,
McLarens were overtaken, Renaults were overtaken.
Oh, come on.
Who's your dicks of the day?
Mine? Gasly.
I already said mine.
Well, yeah, Verstappen.
Gasly. It's got to be Gasly. Ruin Hartley's race.
Oh, fucking God. This guy doesn't ever...
Thing is, if Hartley wasn't in his Porsche Endurance car, he would have won that race, hands down. So, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't see what the problem is with supporting a driver that isn't in the top 3 teams.
Whatever strokes your gooch here, mate. You know, it's like...
Whatever tickles your pickle.
We've had that one already, Alex. Come on.
Yeah. You can't copy my one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Gasly.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
As well as the fact he said it wasn't his fault when it was clearly his fault. Right, so we've done those. So, unfortunately, we've got another 2 weeks until the next Grand Prix, and it is Azerbai'Juan for the next Grand Prix. Are you saying no Christ of the pronunciation or the actual Grand Prix?
Shit track, man.
Mate, last season was an epic race.
Alex, you're a plastic. I like the crashes. That's what makes F1 exciting.
Well, no, it was a good race.
Because it was crashes. You can't claim it was a good race.
It's certain.
Then you had Lewis and Hamilton beefing, and you had Bottas overtaking off on the line, and then Danny Rick making 3 overtakes in one go.
It was a good race because of the wrong reasons.
Potentially, however, it's still a good race. I'm a little bit salty because I missed it, so I'm hoping that this one's actually really good.
Honestly, mate, you didn't really miss much. It was just a lot of fucking children squabbling.
It was like watching NASCAR, but they weren't doing only left-hand turns.
Yeah. It was the circuit rather than oval.
Yeah,
it was just depressing. Like, that track is so boring.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The calendar, and they should put like Rixon's back garden, and then you can go around the back garden. Just so much better.
Can you even fit an F1 car in your back garden? Oh no, you can use that. You can use that putting green behind your house.
Fit it in your back garden.
Use that little golf course that's there.
Yeah, we could use the golf course, and we could use. There's loads of room for a race.
The cul-de-sac Grand Prix in Birmingham. That's a great idea.
In fairness, Ollie doesn't really live in Birmingham, so it doesn't.
I do live in Birmingham.
Technically, he lives in Birmingham. Technically, he does.
Yeah, if you go, technically, you live somewhere. You don't really live there.
Well, I do. I mean, where I live is in Birmingham.
So, predictions for China did not go well.
No,
I mean,
you're all off.
I mean, Ollie, you had Grosjean on the podium.
I mean, yeah, that was that was awful.
And then me and Rickson and Ken all had Vettel Lewis on the podium. I mean that isn't necessarily. That shouldn't necessarily be wrong, but this week it was. So, yeah,
we were all miles off because
we were pretty shit at this, aren't we, man?
We are shocking.
We
yeah,
are.
in fairness, he would predict a podium of Ricciardo, Bottas, and then I forgot Raikkonen.
Yeah.
Who would predict that? No one would predict that.
Sorry, guys. For some reason, the Discord chat didn't record properly, and it all got broken up. So the final prediction thing didn't really work out. But I've gone for pole for Vettel to win, Hamilton second, and Verstappen third for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Rickson,
that's fine. It's nice to have a break for once. Yeah.
Hamilton for pole, Hamilton to win, Vettel second, Raikkonen third, and Corsa had gone for Hamilton on pole, Hamilton to win, Raikkonen second, and Ricciardo third. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Let us know your predictions and all the thoughts on the Grand Prix down below. Like us on iTunes, give us a review if you are listening on there, give us a comment and a like and a bell.
He sounds strange. He sounds like he drinks
and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're also on Twitter as well, so go check that out below. So we'll see you all then. Good night.